Last year, more than 50 alumni visited SV for various meaningful reasons. Some to reconnect with the school, meet their sponsored child, inspire and encourage the students, contribute to a project, or simply relive memories. Every visit reaffirms the mission of Alumni Association, strengthening the bond between alumni and the school. Among them was Sujith Nayak, who spent an entire day at SV with his son, engaging with the students. He shared his life experiences with them and addressed the assembly. Here's a highlight of his visit.
Standard is.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for that warm welcome. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for that warm welcome. It was an absolute delight to stand before you. I stood right here many years ago of being the school pupil president as well. So I was standing like him, but here probably. Hope you had a good rest. Looking forward to a bright new day today. It's very bright, and so I'm sure it's going to be sunny and hot, but I'm wishing you a good day ahead. Chapter 4, verses 10. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sujith,
Thank
on
you.
behalf of
Thank
our
you.
school. Thank you so much.
Right. And I hope I'm audible. So if, like ma'am said, my name is Sujith. Am I audible at the back? Yes? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me at the back. Can you? Not? Okay, maybe I'll come a bit closer. Can you hear me now? Okay. I am a soft spoken guy, so I can't speak so loud. I hope I'll still be audible. Anyway, so I'm visiting the school after 17 years. I came here for the Silver Jubilee. That was 17 years ago. But I finished school here in 1993. Finished my 10th. At that time, we did not have 11th and 12th. We just had 10th standard. Okay, and then I went off to Orissa to finish my college. Went off to do my masters in computer applications. Worked for 20 years in India, in Hyderabad, and now I make my home in the UK. I have a son who is sitting at the back. He's 12 years old. Wave, yeah. His name is Ivan. The name is special because how many of you know who was the founder of our school?
Ivan Balas.
Yeah, you all know him, right? So that's a very special name in my heart as well. And yeah, his name is Ivan as well. So he's 12 years old. Quite, 12 years. I think there are a lot of 12-year-olds here. Yeah, right here. Very good. Yeah. So it's a joy for me to be here. Not just a joy, but a privilege and an honor to be standing before you to speak to you a few words. I won't take much of your time. I know you're all hungry and tired. But just a few words, yeah. As I was coming to the school, I was really, reminded of all the place that is, nearby our school, especially the captivating sight of the mountains. If you've gone outside the school, when you go home or when you come, you would see the mountain range, the Western Ghats, right? And the majestic hills that are there near the mountains. It's a real beautiful sight. And it reminded me of, the times in school. But I also loved the sight of the trees, especially the area is known to be dry and, arid. But it was nice to see so many trees, different kinds of trees. We could see even cactus trees, but also some nice flowering trees and plants, a lot of plantations, on the way to the school. So it was a good sight to see. And then as I entered the school, it was like a warm welcome of even more greenery in the school. During our times, we did not have so many plants around. But now I can see so many trees and a lot of greenery. So that's a good testament to yours or even your seniors' hard work, where they've planted trees and now you actually see the fruit of those trees, right? So as I was thinking what to speak to you, just 3 or 4 words in a nutshell is, remember, you're starting young here, you're in the school, right? Remember, your roots determine your root, okay? It's a word play, but if you understand the meaning, you'll understand that both words have different spellings. What would you say the spelling of the first word root is? Your roots. What would you say the spelling would be? Very good. Your roots determine your root. What would you say the spelling of the second root? R? I have to hear it louder. R-O-U-T. Very good. You're intelligent. I don't think I can get this answer in another school. You're intelligent, so you've got the meaning of them. So your roots determine your root. Remember, you are grounded here with all, the teachers here, the staff, and people who come and speak to you. They are sowing into you. They are like sowing seeds into you, and you are taking root in this place, right? You are exposed to, academics, music, sports, different cultures. I was really happy to see so many states represented here. up from the north, from the south, east, west, everywhere. So you're exposed to a multicultural, background of children who bring their own language, their own, though they've come here young, they may not have a lot of culture that they carry with them, but they still have something in them that ties them to their states, right? So you've got all that, and all these are feeding into you. And so if you make those roots grow strong, that will determine where you go, your route, when you go out of this place. In a few years, you will graduate, go out of the school, going to college, going to university, and then start working. It's a long way. Many of you probably don't even think of the next week, right? You're probably just thinking of tomorrow. What does tomorrow have? What exam or test for tomorrow? You're not thinking of the future. But maybe the older years sitting at the back, you're probably starting to think, where to college, what subjects to choose. So you're beginning to think about your route. But remember, your roots will determine your route. What all is sown into you, how you take root, that will determine how you are. And how you are usually will span out into, 3 different kinds, right? I'm taking the analogy of a tree because that's what reminded me of this place. So the trees around here, you have different kinds of trees. You can either be a wow tree, when you look at the banyan tree, anyone who comes, right, goes wow, The person who comes, anyone who comes for the first time, looking at all that, looking at this majestic, it's older than, probably, I think 200 plus years or more. So if you look at the tree, you just go, wow. It stood its test of time, it has braved all the weathers, the sun, the heat, the rain, the wind. I don't know if you've ever seen a storm. Have you seen a storm in this place ever? You have? You probably have. When I was in the 10th standard, we had a big storm. Some of us went counting actually the number of trees that fell. We managed to count in the storm. We managed to count 23 trees that fell, and we saw a tree, falling right before our eyes in the wind, swaying, and its roots all, uprooting, and then it finally fell off. It was a sight to see how the wind can even shake a tree like that. And so you can either be a wow tree, right, with all its roots deep, strong, like a banyan tree, or you can be like an oops tree, okay? Have you seen a tree and you go, oops, what happened, right? It's lost all its branches, you just see a stump, right? And you definitely can't see the roots, but all you see is a stump, right? Bare stump. And you got, what happened to this tree? It's lost all its branches, it looks dead, it's got no life, but it's still standing there, right in the middle. So I would call that an oops tree. What happened? Where did it all go? So you could end up like that if you don't grow your roots well, if it's not strong enough to support your structure. Or you could be a shh tree, okay? A shh tree is a tree that grows silently, its roots deep and deep and deep. Right? You don't see what's happening underneath. There's a tree like that in the Sahara Desert. It's no longer there now for a very weird reason, and I'll tell you that. But in the Sahara Desert in the Niger, there's a tree. I think this place is called Tenere or something like that. I can't remember the place name. But that tree is so special. If you go 250 miles in any direction, you won't find another tree. So imagine driving 250 miles and you don't see a tree, and you do that in every direction, you still don't find any tree. There's just this one tree. Yeah. And this tree stands in the middle of the desert, and many people have wondered, and what happened? Actually, I'll tell you the story. So what happened is a drunk man was driving through the desert, and he managed, of all the places that he could drive through, he managed to drive into that tree and knock it off. Yeah, and that's how the life ended. But then many people researched and they wanted to see what is the story behind this tree. And they dug a shaft, right next to the tree, and they kept digging and digging. They were sweating and all, but they still kept digging. and I don't remember exactly how deep, but very deep into, they finally found the secret. It was underground groundwater. Yeah. So this tree, slowly and slowly, it grew its roots until it reached the groundwater. And it's not this tree that I talk about. They are bigger under the ground than they are over the ground. On top of the soil, you barely see much of the tree. It's just a small tree. But deep underground, it goes for several feet or meters down, and its roots go deep until it finds a source of water that sustains the tree. So why I say that is, you could be a tree, right, that goes silently, and it goes deeper, and that sustains it. Okay. That also tells me that you need to practice solitude. In your quiet time, when you read the Bible, in times like these, don't let it just be a time of just going through the motions. Somebody reads a word, somebody shares something, we sing a song, say a prayer, go off to our duties. But take the time, even if it's 5 minutes, to sit silently and have a quiet time with God. Because if you do solitude well, you will do community well, right? Change lives will change communities, and change communities will change the world. And you might think you're insignificant here, you're just another child in a school, remote village, south of India, at the bottom. Nobody knows, there's no industry around, there's no big buildings around. But wait until you go out of the school and talk to people who've left the school. They will tell you, children from this school, they are looked up to, they are admired for the qualities they have, they stand out. And you probably don't realize that now, but when you go out, you will. Okay, you have all the skills and the abilities that are sown into you, that you practice here, that actually sets you for life. But then, how deep you dig your roots will determine where you go and how you will go. Yeah, so remember that your roots determine your route. Okay, so with that, I will close. Thanks for your patient listening, and I hope some of you will take that, spend time, your quiet time, in solitude. Jesus is our biggest example, right? The Bible says he went off to a lonely place to pray, and that is why he had good community. And so practice your solitude well, even while you're together. Take time for yourself, and then you will be able to build good communities, and you will be able to change the world when you go out of here. Okay? All right, thank you. O my soul, all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, forget not all his benefits. Amen. The day is over, night is drawing nigh, shadows of the evening steal across the sky. Glory to the Father, glory to the Son, and to the blessed Spirit, whilst all ages run. Amen. I still remember this song from when I learnt it in school. And you'll realize the songs that you learn in the school, you will never forget. Wake me up in the middle of the night, I can remember word by word of many of the songs that I learnt in school. But songs that I learn nowadays, the songs that come out that you hear in worship music and big bands playing, I can't remember those words even now. I don't have them in memory. I can't, memorize them now. But songs that you learn now, I bet you will not forget in 50 years, 60 years, you won't forget them. So learn as many songs as you can here you will find a song that challenges you, that blesses your heart, that comforts you sometimes, and it will really help you. Thank you.